Yes, people, and we are back with another Rating Your Saves episode. So make sure you are hitting that like, comment, and subscribing before we get into the video. Let's try and get this video to 150 likes so I can record another episode of Rating Your Saves. Don't forget also to check all the social media platforms in the description, and also join the Discord and check out the Patreon. But let's get straight into the video right now, people. And if you guys haven't seen the first episode of Rating Your Saves, make sure you go and check it out right now. But just to remind you of the 4 categories that we will be looking at. The first one is save creativity, second one managerial success, third one squad, and lastly club management. And if you guys want to send over your save to feature in an episode, make sure you are joining the Discord. The link is in the description. Then you want to join the Discord, scroll down to Rating Your Saves, and there you have it, people. Loads of people are dropping their saves. So drop your save in there, drop a paragraph, let me know what your save is about, what stipulations and whatnot you've added. But let's stop wasting time and let's get straight into the first save. So here we are with the first save, and shout out to that FM nerd. And he simply said, I started with FCSM in the French Division 2 and the aim was to dethrone PSG. Then I decided to make it into a journeyman save. So let's get straight into his job history and see exactly what he's won. You can see he's currently at Juventus. So he started off with FMFC in the 2nd Division of France, won the league that season, got promoted, then finished 2nd place and won the French Cup. Then finished 3rd with not winning nothing, and then in his 4th final season, he won the Manager of the Year as well, and also won the treble, won the French Cup, Ligue 1 and Champions League. So doing very, very well at FCSM. He moved to Hertha Berlin. He said that he realized the job wasn't for him and then wrapped that up. And then moved to Juve about 2 years later, or year and a half later, whatever. And in his first season at Juve, he won the Serie A and the Conference League title. So yeah, he's won a lot of stuff, if I'm being honest, mate. Now let's quickly move over to his squad, and we can see his current Juve squad right now. He's got Vlahovic up front, Arsene Zakarian on the left, Rose, Szoboszlai. He's got a decent little squad. He's got a very, very good squad. Forget about the word decent, mate. I want to have a look at how many young players he has in this squad. You see a 19-year-old here as well. Looks very, very good. Did he buy him? No, he was in the youth academy. Another goalkeeper here, 6'4". Paid 4.9 million for him, so it looks like he is buying some younger players as well. Yeah, he paid 22 million. Is a bit pricey. Not gonna lie, but it is what it is. It's 14 million for this one. So we can see he is bringing in lots of young players as well. And he's got a lot of young players in the academy that do seem to get minutes or be in the squad. 5 million for this player here as well, man. And we move straight to the development center to see what he's got in his under 20s and under 18s. I can see a wonder kid straight away, 19 years old. He did actually pick him up for 5 million, I think, this season. So not a bad one right there. Amati, another guy. This guy was from the youth intake. Another 21-year-old center back, and he did buy him for 6 million. He's got a little decent youth setup. I don't think nothing spectacular, but a couple youth players, and he sprinkled them with couple signings as well. So yeah, shout out to that FM nerd with the recruitment thing, bro. And now we are gonna go and check how much he has spent at FCSM, spent at Hertha Berlin and Juve, and try and calculate what his transfer net spend is, if it's positive or negative. And we move straight to FCSM and we go to transfers, and he was there for 4 years. So we're going to go all the way back. And here we are. We can see first season, he spent 8 million, brought in 2.1. Second season, spent 6 million, brought in 5.75. Next season, spent 34 and brought in 22. And then the following season, spent 100 and brought in 51. So it doesn't look too bad, especially for what he's won. I think he's done quite well personally. And then his next team, Hertha Berlin, he was there from 26 to 27. So we'll check that season quickly. Let me go back to 26, 27. First season, he spent 175 million and brought in 151. Finally, we moved to Juventus, 28 to 29 and 29 to 30. So we're going to go straight to Juve's transfers and check the last 2 years out. The transfer history. And then first season at Juve, he spent 269 million. And he sold at 295. This season, he spent 100 million and brought in 37.5 million. So in total, that FM nerd has a transfer net negative of 134 million. I mean, it's not too bad considering what he's won, and he's been at 3 different teams. And then we quickly move to his staff. I mean, he is at Juventus. You do expect Juventus to have one of the best staff in the league, and we can see pretty much they have the best staff. He has got 6 spaces, so you can get 6 more scouts, but he probably doesn't even really need them if I'm being real. And finally, we are ready for the save ratings for that FM Nerds save. So first up, save creativity, I will give him a 3 because he started off with FC SM in the 2nd division of France to dethrone PSG. He done that and then he maneuvered his save into a journeyman save. Next, for managerial success, I'll give him a 4. In 4 years, he won a treble with FMFC, won the league, won the Champions League, and won the French Cup. And then maneuvered to Juve and has also won some things there, so I'll give him a 4 for that. For the squad rating, I'll give him a 4 because you do expect him to have a good team with Juventus. However, we can see he is buying young players that are eventually going to get into the squad in the future. And lastly, for club management, we will give him a 4 as well. In terms of what he's won, that does help. He has got good staff as well, and he only has a transfer net negative of 134 million. And we have jumped straight into the second save, and a shout out to the real Sean Dyche, and he has started a save with FC Sion in Switzerland, and he simply said, I wanted a team that can grow but already is a decent team in a top division. My overall goal of the save is becoming the first Swiss team to win the UCL. So W save idea. So let's jump straight into the history, and we can see with his job history, he has won the league in the first season, second season came second, and third season won the league and won the cup. So he's won 4 trophies in 3 years, only in Switzerland. In terms of the UCL, from what he said, he has only got up to group stages so far. That's the furthest he has been. So not too well in the UCL, but is doing very, very well in Switzerland. And we move straight into his squad and have a look. I look at this tactic off the rip. What is this, a 4-2-3-1, a bit of an asymmetric one. I like it, I like it, I like it, man. And his team looks very, very decent. You can see Charlie Patino there as well. I can see Mario Icardi at 34 years old over there, man. Let's have a look at some of the younger players and see what he's bringing in. See a 16-year-old straight away, probably from the youth intake. Yes, correct. Then an 18-year-old who is out on loan. And then we look at a 19-year-old that he did get from a youth intake as well. It doesn't even look good if I'm being real. Got a player out on loan that he bought for 525k. Loaned him out, and we can see his potential and current transfer value is about 1.5 million. So he's due to make a profit on that potentially. Another young player he bought for 675k, and we can see the transfer value as well. So he is buying younger players, looking to bring them in. I mean, that's what I would be doing if I was in one of these leagues. 2.4 million spent here from a player from Colombia, and we can see his transfer value has shot up, and he's only 19 years old. But loads of 19-year-old players. Loads of 20-year-old players, man, like M Fatty in there as well. Another one from the youth intake. Another 20-year-old here from Colombia. 1 million he spent on him. So he's bringing in a lot of young players, man. Look at that. We're seeing 19, 20s, 20s, 21. Majority of his team is very, very young, bro. And we move straight into the transfer history. We're going to look at how much he has spent. We're going to go back to the beginning. So in the first season, spent 0, brought in 1.1. Second season, spent 4.8, brought in 3.6. Third season, spent 3.3, brought in 7.5. Fourth season, spent 6.25, brought in 6 million. Fifth season, spent 14, brought in 29.5, doing very well. And then the current season, spent £0, got a card in a free, and sold players worth 7.75 million. And in terms of his transfer net spend, shout out to the real Sean Dyche because he has a positive of 21.7 million. He's done extremely well to have a positive transfer net spend, doing very, very well. It looks like the club is going to be sustainable and the money's going to keep on doubling, boy. And if we move over to his staff, and we can see he practically has the best staff in the league, done very, very well in terms of recruiting his staff. He's got everything sorted, really and truly. Obviously, he can get one more physio, and he can get, he can improve on the goalkeeping, shot stopping, but no one gives a toss about that, mate. He's doing very, very well. And we move over straight into the real Sean Dyche's save ratings. So first up for save creativity, I'm going to give it a 3. I would like to give it a 3.5, but there's no half ratings over here. Obviously, if he started with a team in a lower division in Switzerland and built them up, I would have increased the ratings. In terms of managerial success, I'll give him a 3 because once again, the team was in the top division already. He has started to win the league with them. But in terms of the UCL, he hasn't really kicked on into pushing into the UCL spots. And in terms of his squad rating, I'll give his squad rating a 4 because I've seen him bring a lot of young players, cheap young players through, and you can see them in the team. Look at his average squad age, it's very, very low. And then lastly, for club management, I have to give it a 5. The guy has a positive transfer net spend, and he also has great staff members in his team. And we have moved into the third and final save, and we have Lewis's Chelsea / Bayern Munich save. So what he said is this started off as a Chelsea save, made an insane team, then recently moved to Bayern Munich, and the aim literally is to become the all-time best manager, aka the GOAT. PS, I am also the manager of England now. Shout out to Lewis with this save. Let's go straight into his job history and have a look at what's going on.
Jesus Christ.
He's been playing for 5 seasons, and yeah, he's looking like he's en route to being the GOAT. In his first season, finished 3rd with Chelsea and won the Carabao Cup. Second season, won the Champions League and also won the Premier League with Chelsea. Third season, won the Champions League, the Super Cup, the Community Shield and the Carabao Cup. And then in the 4th season, he won the Super Cup, he won the Champions League, he won the Premier League and he won the FA Cup. Jesus Christ, this guy has gone absolutely insane with Chelsea, and then he just recently moved to Bayern Munich, so he hasn't done anything there as of yet. And I just had to make this a visual representation. Look at the past winners of the Champions League. It has been Chelsea 3 years in a row. Shout out to my guy Lewis, man. He has dominated using Chelsea. Now let's get straight into his Bayern Munich squad, and we can see this squad looks absolutely crazy. Jesus Christ, mate. Look at this, bro. And he is running the perfect 4-3-3 version 3. Go check out that tactic right now. That tactic goes absolutely crazy. Trust me, people. But yeah, the team looks very, very good. I'm seeing Arda Güler, Zaire Emery, Youssoufa Moukoko, Duranville, Phil Foden at Bayern Munich's crazy, bro. Wirtz, Oscar Glock, Timber, Ugarte, Rico Lewis. He's got all these wonder kids, bro. And Inacio, the team is absolutely crazy, bro. Destiny, Doggy, Shell de Roop. This guy's got bare players. I'm going to have a look at how young his team is, and we can see he's got one 18-year-old in there. Looks like a youth intake. No, he actually purchased him from Bayern Munich. Sorry, he actually purchased him from Real Madrid for 3.3 million. So not a bad signing for that cheap, and looks very, very good in terms of his attributes, ratings. And then we got a 19-year-old ball-playing defender here that he bought for Tottenham for 56 million. So he is spending big, I can't lie. Another 9-year-old out on loan. He did buy him for 10.75 million. And let's move straight into the development center. Have a look at his under 19s. You see couple 5-star potential rating players. We got a 15-year-old and we got a 19-year-old wonder kid, and he did purchase him from Genk for 21.5 million. So he has spent quite a lot on some of these young players. Another young player from Chile for 4.3 million. Not a bad signing, that one. Now you will have a look at his transfer history at Chelsea and then in his current season at Bayern Munich. So starting off, first season at Chelsea, he spent 751 million.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
He spent 751 million in one season. He's doing things Todd Bowley wishes he could do. Second season, he spent 358 million, brought in 76 million. Third season, spent 593 million, brought in 349. And then his last season at Chelsea, he spent 35 million, then brought in 211 mil in transfers. This season at Bayern Munich, Jesus Christ, it hasn't stopped at all, has he, mate? 641 million spent in one window. And in terms of Lewis's transfer net spend, he has a minus spend of 1.1.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
1.1 billion. Bro, I don't even know what to say to you, bro. I don't even know how you spent that much money, but I mean, move straight over into his staff at Bayern Munich, and yeah, obviously you would expect Bayern Munich to have one of the best staff in the league. And we are now ready for the ratings for Lewis's save. So first up for save creativity, I'm going to give Lewis a 1. I mean, you started off with Chelsea and then you've moved to Bayern Munich. You're using some of the best teams in the world. So next, for managerial success, it would make no sense to not give Lewis a 5. If I could give him a bloody 10, I'll give it to him. And in terms of his squad, I'll have to give his squad rating a 5. We can see he is bringing in young players as well as spending ridiculous amounts on first team players, but props to him, mate. He's built a bloody good squad. And in terms of club management, I have to give Lewis a 2. Minus 1.1 billion is insane, bro. Like, genuinely crazy. And for the total scores, we have that FM Nerd with 15 out of 20. The real Sean Dyche with 15 out of 20 as well. And Lewis with 13 out of 20. If you want to get involved in rating your saves, make sure that you are joining the Discord and sending over your saves as well as your paragraph. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video.